It's true, I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. Floor there's all creaky squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by. So you see, there weren't no ten of tarot in the foyer. Superstition is the religion of feeble minds. Understand? A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons and such. We must use common sense, for lacking that, our entire world would be upside down. Says the convict prosecutor who's totally assigned of the end times with the legal world. And besides, if there are any yokai roaming about, I'd nab them and sell them to the zoo. I wonder whether Jinxie was just seeing things. That seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns. But if we can't prove she saw Tenmataro, the mayor's sure to be convicted. Then we better hope my guns fire bullets and not BBs. The defence may cross-examine the witness. You are paid for your work, aren't you? How do you justify watching TV on the job? But it ain't easy being me. I mean, I can't watch TV when we have visitors because there's no way to record stuff. Sorry, am I supposed to be consoling you over your first world problems? If those are his only problems, he should consider himself lucky. I guess pro wrestling's a serious business to Mr. Filch. Hold it! You lied earlier about taking your guard duty seriously, didn't you? Oh, that didn't know I'm bearing the truth a little, right? You're in a court of law, mate. Listen to me, you little tanuki. Lie again, and Taka shall feast upon that forked tongue of yours. Yay! Sorry, just let me keep my tongue. At least leave it till we get the truth out of him in any case. You were negligent in your duties, were you not? Yes, sir. I was, sir, but it ain't like that. Hold it! So you have pretty good ears, Mr. Filch? As good as they come, I'd say. Ain't nothing to hear a creaky floor. Plus that Tenmataro makes a sound he goes by like jingle jangle. Jingle jangle? How's he do that? There's that staff of his. That's what jingle jangles. What's he talking about, Apollo? Beats me, but I guess Tenmataro has a staff that makes noise. Come to think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like it too? She said she saw Tenmataro holding a staff-like object that made a jangly sound. Guess that's the source of the noise then. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Filcher's Tenmataro jingle jangles. Would you consider that vital information? Extremely vital. I request it be added to his testimony. Hold it! So Tenmataro's staff makes a distinctive sound? Yeah, like a jingle and a jangle. Wait, Jinxie said something like that. I think we're missing something here, but I can't quite put a finger on it. I know where it's going, I'm pretty sure.
Objection!
Tenmatara's staff would make a jangly sound, you say? Well, I'm going to say your story don't add up. Is there something the defence would like to share with the court? Mr. Filch, you say you didn't see Tenmatara on the day of the incident. Why then did you assume just now Tenmatara would be holding a staff? Eh? You see, the Tenmatara jinxed he saw held a staff in his hands, and she described its sound just as you did, a jangly sound. So he was holding a staff, what's your point?
Objection!
The point is Tenmatara doesn't use a staff, not normally. What are you talking about? You see, this is the only known document depicting Tenmatara. Is there a staff in that picture, Mr. Filch? You're right, there's no staff, not even a cane or a walking stick. So the question is, why does the witness think Tenmatara used the staff? I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution's case on the most basic level. Well now, this is getting interesting. Alright, Mr. Justice, it's time to show the court where you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Tenmatara carries a staff. Because he saw him. Mr. Filch actually saw Tenmatara right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could have possibly known about the staff. Oh, busted again! Bloody hell, you jujubitous little... Yes, how'd that feel, Black Quill? Not so fun when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it? Admit it, Mr. Filch, you did see Tenmatara that day, didn't you? Well? I'm begging you, please don't make me say it. But clearly you did see Tenmatara. Stop stalling and testify to the fact. No can do, no way, no how. You got no idea how terrifying he could be. He? Mr. Filch don't want to admit to seeing Tenmatara, even though everyone knows he did. The question now is, why? Mr. Filch is scared to death. Is that why he can't admit the truth? Come to think of it. They say you must not gaze upon Tenmatara, but in the event you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Tenmatara will claim your soul. Gincy wouldn't admit to seeing Tenmatara after hearing about the village superstitions. She said if she told anyone that she'd seen Tenmatara, he'd claim her soul. Wait, you think Filch believes it too? Excuse me. So Mr. Big Time City Slicker Lawyer's heard about them, huh? The old village superstitions. Will the defence please explain what the witness is talking about? The people of Nine-Tail Vale believe in some pretty strange things, and their superstitions may be the reason here our witness can't admit the truth. The truth that he really did see Tenmatara. Damn straight is why. It's all right here. Do not gaze upon Tenmatara, do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him will bring ruin upon the village. Ignoring the superstitions costs your soul? See? That's why us folks in Nine-Tail Vale can't talk about seeing Tenmatara. That clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Tenmatara costume. They knew that way no one could talk about him. It was as if he never existed. The defence holds that this Tenmatara impersonator is the true killer. What?
Objection!
Superstitions, you say? What kind of fool would absolutely believe such rubbish? And that using some silly fairy tale could so easily expose the culprit? You need to come up with more rational, common sense explanation than that.
Objection!
Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackquill. Try living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger and dark sleepless nights. There's no lack of superstitions in the clink, but few are those who truly believe them. Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of Nine-Tail Vale. A life or death superstition might even make you a believer. Order! Order, I say! You fool of a Tanuki. 2 times now your lies have cost me. Sorry, I promise not to do it again. Attacker, my fine feathered friend. Have at him. Ah, he's gonna eat me alive. Head for the hills. He took off. Bailiff, what are you waiting for? After him and with your fastest men. That's certainly not something you see every day. Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. A third party disguised as the Yokai Tenmataro was at the scene. Now we have 2 witnesses who can attest the fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill? Get on with it. Uh-oh. What? Huh? Ah! His shackles. I'm too young to die. Justice Dono. Long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade. You'd best say your prayers. Detective, do something! Ha ha ha! Have no fear, Fulbright is here. When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going. Then get going already before he kills us. Oh, but I stand in awe of Simon Blackquill, for it is his sense of justice that set him free. Objection! Objection! I object to Detective Fulbright's definition of justice!
Silence!
I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards. Well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackquill, can I ask you to, I think the judge forgot he's in charge here. So, Justice Dono's assertion is this. Tenma Taro is the real killer and not Mayor Tenma. According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime. Right, and the yokai, or rather whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman Q.
Silence!
Care to explain why Jinxie, being the first to discover the murder, did not see your alleged killer yokai there in the Fox Chamber? What? He's right. He said nothing about Tenma Taro being in the Fox Chamber. Let me enlighten you. The little scamp heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door. And your point is? Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewered murder victim, the alderman, and the homicidal maniac who killed him, the mayor. No, there must have been someone dressed as Tenma. Then, why does a little scamp claim not to have seen a yokai in the Fox Chamber? Considering her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that may have been in the room. I don't understand. Why didn't she see Tenma Taro inside the Fox Chamber? There is but one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Tenma whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive. Long has my blade thirsted for blood. Long last it shall be sated. Wait, this is still a trial, right? Show me what you're truly capable of, Justice Dono. Very well then. Both parties no doubt need some time to regroup. The court will take a 10-minute recess in order to... 3 minutes. I'm sorry, but a 3-minute recess? Just so. Plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo. The loo? You mean the bathroom? Oh, at least include enough time to wash our hands. See, you take no more than 3 minutes. All latecomers will be punished. Yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins. I declare Prosecutor Blackwell the winner of this round of Simon Says. Don't bode well for us if the prosecutor's running the show, does it? Busted out of his shackles. Yeah, what was all that about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to. Better be careful, Apollo. You really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved there was a Tenma Taro impersonator at the manor. What's with that guy in the old samurai act anyway? Such fine swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it's high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel. No, wait. Save the duel until after we prove your innocence. I suppose it could wait till later. Oh, does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here? Athena, I'm going to go wash up. Remember what Blackwell said, Apollo? Don't be late. Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinxie Tenma, a maid at QB Manor. I believe we can proceed now, if the witness is ready, that is. Oh, that's interesting. That's real interesting. Naruhion, leader of the 100 demons. He really does exist. Wow, that's one well-polished trait. The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible. What is it, my child? Begone, Naruhion, leader of the 100 demons. You think I'm a yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts. The beast of the bar, the demon of due process, if you will. My charm has no effect. The demon of due process? Not sure I can see that one. Now, you little scamp. Yes. I trust you know why you're here. Bags. Bags? Oh, the tricksy Tanuki? Try the noodle stand. Go enjoy a big bowl of Tanuki tail noodles while you're at it. Everyone's a comedian. No, I mean your bags, the ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, this charm will keep Azukairi away. Azukairi? The yokai that washes Azuki beans. The only thing needing washing will be your father's neck after I take his head clean off. Azukairi often keeps people up at night with the noise he makes washing beans. If you stick the charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore. Is that so? Thank you. Looks like Prosecutor Blackwell got more than he bargained for. They're bad enough alone, but together those two are just plain creepy. Your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenma Taro when you discovered the crime scene. Did I see Tenma Taro in the Fox Chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw... Yes, now I remember. Yokai, right there in the room. So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime. Lots of them. Wait, more than one yokai? Did Tenma Taro happen to be among them? I don't know, I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Kashi, Rakabi, Seto Tashio. Oh, they were all there. Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone to no yokai to a flood of them. This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional little scamp's testimony.
Hold
it! Your Honour, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. But a quick therapy session should ease her mind. With the court's permission, of course. What a fabulous idea! Please proceed, Miss Sykes. Waiting for you to be useful. You sure you know what you're doing, Athena? She's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering the crime scene and fear of testifying have her dazed and confused. A regular ball of confusion. But my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill? Shall I let Miss Sykes proceed? Huh. It makes no difference to me. Do as you will, but I doubt you'll get any viable testimony. She'd be better served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land. I'll show you. Found something. Looks like an out-of-control emotion. Athena, what exactly are you looking at here? Oh, this? It's one of Widget's functions. Right here you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice. You mean that little thing can do all this? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I thought it was just some kid's toy. Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow error right now. See how sad is brightly lit up in the bottom left? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is making her other emotions. Masking her other emotions. It seems sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess. So, all the yokai she thinks she saw is a product of random emotions? That's right. Her fear has instilled in her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal everyday objects as monsters in her mind. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. And the trauma in Jinx's case is fear. So she was and still is seeing ordinary objects as yokai. We'll have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. Now let's see... Apollo, can you point out the yokai on the Wheel of Fire? She seems particularly terrified of that one. Start by pressing probe. Next point to what's causing Duty's out of control emotion and hit probe again to try and get the heart of the matter. Okay, let's give it a try. Jinxie, what's the name of the yokai on a Wheel of Fire? That's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the Aldermans. It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation. Exactly. It's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime she's mistaking for Akasha. Apollo, you need to point out what you thought was the yokai on a Wheel of Fire. I think I know the answer now. Jinxie, that wasn't Akasha you saw. Could you possibly have mistaken this for Akasha?
Take that!
The light fixture. This one right here is a flame design up here on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a Wheel of Fire. The cache you saw was just a light fixture. That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now you've got the hang of it, it should be a cinch to point out the rest. Jinxie, what about the white wall-like monster? That's Nirakabi, a wall monster that blocks your way or leads you astray. That's no yokai, Jinxie, it's a folding screen. And this Rikundo a Tanuki monster is just a statue of one. And look, these are just coffee cups. And right here, that's no more than a fox statue. I don't know what I was thinking. You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear's under control now. It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. There weren't any yokai after all. See? A clear-cut statement. This is the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo. And just like we thought, there were never really any yokai in the Fox Chamber. Which means Tenmataro wasn't there either, which fucks up our argument. Right. There never really were any yokai there. So the defense is asserting the exact opposite of their original assertion. Wait, Jinxie, what about Tenmataro? There wasn't anyone there dressed as Tenmataro or any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now. You've gotta be joking! Order! Order in the court! I think we just dug our own grave. Allow me to push you in. It's the least I can do. No. Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking up noise. An unexpected emotion. Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet? Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll have to do the information we have and run an update. God, this is a lot harder with it not being as explicit. These both seem reasonable all the way through.
Got it!
This seems like an unnatural reaction. Really? Because I don't see it that way. So it is not expected given a testimony. Hello? Anybody in there? Not if you can hear me. Someone at home, and that someone's going to try again. Wait, what am I supposed to do? Try to find emotions that contradict her statements. If I find a contradictory emotion, I should point it out. It's not just contradictory emotions you should look out for. You also keep an eye for sudden changes in an emotion's intensity. Oh! Thanks for not telling me that earlier. Our emotions might get stronger or weaker as you move from statement to statement. It's important to compare how the same emotion changes through the testimony. Contradictory emotions and changes in intensity. Alright, I'll give it a shot. Okay. The lack of sadness here is the weird one.
Got it!
The amount of fear you felt's rather low despite your legs giving you out from fright. Could someone have lessened your fear? Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment. You did? Where'd that come from? Let me think. It was Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me. Okay, I went a sudden burst of courage. Now let's see. Ah, look! Apollo, the noise is gone. Jinxie seems to remember everything now. A sudden burst of courage? Where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage? Yes, there was, but I realised I'd done something naughty when I thought about it later. Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage? Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. I wonder if you saw something like it at the scene of the crime. Jinxie, did your sudden burst of courage have anything to do with this?
Take that!
You didn't happen to see Ninetails' flower at the scene, did you? The demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of a Ninetails flower on it. I liked it so much I kept it. You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene? That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now, the witness will produce said evidence this instant. Sorry. It does seem to be some sort of case. Oh, look, something slid out. It appears to be a key. Might I have a look, your baldness? Ah. This is none other than the master key to QB Manor. Are you certain if this prosecutes a black quill? It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder. A master key that went missing? Well, I like the sound of that. Our little scamp here has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence. That's a little melodramatic, don't you think? Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the Fox Chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder. Which leaves the master key as the only key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl. Your point is, until Jinxie Tenma opened the Fox Chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world. And there was no one else in there save the victim and his killer. I trust you figured it out for yourself by now. A killer other than Mayor Tenma himself is utterly inconceivable. No!
Objection!
How could this happen? Ah! The defenses assistant will refrain from growling her frustrations. Athena, you alright? I know Mayor Tenma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do. This stinks. Sykes Dono, allow me to put you out your misery. Can I decline your offer? Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That'll make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept. Great, now he's playing Simon Says with us. He's not going to fall for his stupid mind game. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Now I'm the one dazed and confused. I can't even think straight. Hey, you alright? She's fell right into his trap. Now I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed. Alright, I'll be back in 10. Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai. Apollo? Mr. Justice, I heard the word objection, but what is it you object to? Eh? Oh, right. The objection was no more of a reflex than anything else. Well, I was hoping something had caught me while I was trying to stop Athena. The court's waiting, Mr. Justice. Though as it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case? Well, actually I do. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine. Apollo, you have to do something more in your court of steel, don't you? You do have something more than your court of steel. Not really, but I'll be fine. But I've got absolutely nothing, but that's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped the locked room, because it's all over if I don't. Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box. Or in this case, inside the box. And what doozy that locked room is too. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument? You bet I do. The real killer must have escaped from the locked room one way or another. Vague conjecture will only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono. Time to do or die, literally. The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room. You're sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine. We just need to think about the whole escape in the locked room thing over from the beginning. So, let's see. If the killer had escaped, how could they have done so? The choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but it doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the air vent, it's up too high, and there's nothing you could stand on to reach it. And needless to say, the forbidden chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did, so that's out. Yeah, that's why I've got to keep the solution simple. Like they say, simple's best. We need to rule out all the absolutely impossible escape routes. Whatever's left might just lead us to how the Fox Chamber was compromised. Your Honour, the defence proposes the killer escaped through here.
Take that!
I'm still pretty sure it's the air duct. The hallway door? I do suppose it would be the only way out. Something I clicked on. It would appear you've already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie Temma came on the scene was within the locked room. How can one escape the Fox Chamber and lock it without a key, I should have seen this coming. Remember, Apollo, keep it simple. Simple, right. I could understand if the killer exited the room with the key, but... Well, Mr. Justice, the prosecution has some fine Japanese steel waiting unless you explain yourself quickly. Don't bite. Don't encourage that. I'm fine. I can explain myself. Oh, excuse me. The reason the Fox Chamber hallway was locked was because... What if the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door and... Ah! Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked Fox Chamber. Any assertion the key was removed from the room is a blatant contradiction of fact. Exiting the room and locking the door would require taking the key outside. The key was found inside the room, which doesn't seem like a contradiction. Does seem like a contradiction. If only we could explain both, like how the key could be inside the room and be used to lock the door from the outside. Let's see if the defence can respond before Prosecutor Blackwell draws his sword. How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked tight? What if someone threw it into the room from the outside? You know, something like go out the hallway door, lock the room, and toss the key back through the window? That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room. And where would you throw it from? There's a cliff outside the Fox Chamber's window. Throwing the key from there is an impossibility. Oh, right. I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window. Other than the window? The key had been tossed in from somewhere other than the window?
Take that!
The air vent? Yes, the window may be out of the question, but the air vent's not. That's right, the Fox Chamber's air duct leads out to the hallway. That's right, the real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the Fox Chamber, then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber. That's preposterous. That explains how the key got there after it was used to lock the door perfectly. Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused. Don't worry. I'll explain it so even Your Honour can understand. The real killer, disguised as Tenma Tara, murdered the old man in the fox chamber. Then they fled to the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. All that was left to do after was go back through the duct and flee the manor. Well, Your Honour, could it be any clearer? Amazing! Even I could follow that! The judge seems really pleased. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed like Tenma Taro. There was someone else other than the mayor and the old man in that room. Looks like the lawyer's beating the jailbird prosecutor. That was a total turnabout. The massive forehead of hers seems much more attractive now. Order! Order! Order, I say! Now I've proved there's a possible third party. I don't see how our client could be guilty. A valiant effort, Justice Dono, but your final frost missed its mark. Eh? Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room, but then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and waltz right out the front door? That's exactly what happened. The killer fled from the... But that's impossible without being spotted by the foyer security camera. The electric eye here would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there's no sign of Tenma Taro anywhere in the security footage. What? Save for the foyer entrance, there's no other way to flee the manor, is there? I don't feel so good. I believe there is one other way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera. Hey, you're right.
Silence.
Must I point out every crucial detail to the defence? It seems you lack not only brains but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliffside of the manor. The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one. No. Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window? What the heck, right? Ah. I suppose your next proposal is the killer sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset. That mean the killer really was a yokai? If only we had some sort of evidence to point to a flying killer. Who's saying we don't? As completely far-fetched as it might be. What? You're saying you can prove the killer could fly? Well, I thought I was all my cords of steel. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Your Honour. What evidence do you have the killer flew away?